Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Usama Rahman, full stack developer and N8N expert. I've been building these smart systems for more than 2 years now. Video view. So this is basically AI sales coach that is going to get input from your recording tool. So we are basically feeding the transcript to AI agent. AI agent is performing some analysis based on the prompt, and then we are passing that through another agent, and that is writing our Slack message, and we're posting it to the Slack channel. So this is the full workflow. Let me give you an idea, 15-16 steps, but this is how it looks like. We have the mention to the advisor, we have the game plan with the prospect name, total score, we have nice looking emoji, and for each criteria we have the detailed message, what went wrong and how it should be in the future. And for each criteria we have the emoji as well. Next steps, so 11 criteria, looks very good. And for the channel you can do this for your sales team. And let's jump into the workflow and see how it works. So we have the webhook. So as soon as the data is available to the Fathom, you can create webhook using the API. You need the API key, you need the destination URL, productions. But for the testing, I would just simply get the payload. So I will copy this, pin it down, and then simply use it. And I would create a webhook for the production, and then I'm going to need it to trigger it for all of these if I have got a team plan. Otherwise I'm only going to be using my recordings person. So once that is done, we can process the webhook data. We can get some things like if it has the keyword, advisor email, title, data found, and recording ID. Next step, and Google Sheet is basically getting the prompt for sales AI agent, also another prompt for our messaging AI agent, and Fathom API key. If it changes, client can easily go into the Google Sheet and do some changes, and that is true for the prompt as well. Careful feedback for the ease of we can also do this using Airtable. So after this step, we are setting these to the set fields node to be used in throughout the workflow. Then we have the if else block to see if that is the right call. Let me show you this. If JSON contains the keywords still here, so we are just simply checking if that is true. The next step is to get the recording transcript, and for this we are using the Fathom get transcript. So all we need is recording ID and the API key. It should look something like this. And now we are going to process it to remove the so we are filtering out, making it simplified, and we are aggregating it next step, and then we are converting JSON to text so we can send this to AI. So here we have the timestamp, name, and the text. So next step is our AI agent. We are using Claude 4.5, and here I'm using the maximum 64,000 tokens just to make sure that we don't truncate on longer calls. And the response format should be JSON, and timeout is 36,000 milliseconds, and we have maximum retries 3, so we're going to try it for 3 times. And then we have the sales AI agent. So the prompt is coming from Google Sheet. We setting all the input from previous step, and we are always doing the output data error using output. Pass an item, an extra error. We fix this. We should continue using the same output for the error, because in the next step we are validating it to make sure we got the data in the right format. You can notice that we are not using any output parser for this. Instead we are simply using a code block in Python. You can wipe code this very easily. We are getting the call metadata, call ID. So this is all the metadata here. Call was 70 minutes long. Then we have timestamp analysis. We have opening, discovery, presentation, closing, disqualification phase, if there's any disqualification. Then we have evaluation. We have 11 criteria. For each criteria, we get this object with the reasoning. So we have got this in very in-depth analysis for each step of the call. And as you can see how this is going to add more value to your team's performance. Then for the next step is we are checking if we've got all the data as correctly. Otherwise, we are going to retry at setting the same input from this step to this agent, and we can try again. So this is in case if the response is truncated, if API was uh, fails for some reason. Then for the Slack AI messaging, we're getting the prompt from Google Sheet, and we are setting full analysis from the previous step and the advisor email. So this is the output that is received. We have this same thing, so we're going to continue using the same output for the error as well. We're going to retry it to some degree, and then we're checking, parsing the response and checking if we've got everything. So this is how it should look like. We have got the headline and mention the advisor, so the ID is coming. I've mapped these IDs to the prompt, Slack messaging AI prompt, so it's easy for the client to add, remove advisors. Then we have total score, we have red circle, and we have 11 criteria. So for each criteria we have a message. Next step is we post this to the channel. We are only posting headline to the channel initially. Then we are going to respond it back. So we're going to reply to this headline with the criteria responses. And this is very intuitive because I'm using Slack blocks format, and blocks format is you can style these formats, and you can even add custom components if you need. So you can a lot of things you can add here, but I kept it simple based on the requirements, and this is how the blocks format looks like. So I'm getting all the criteria from previous step and setting it here. And then this is very important. Now you need to set this TS field is here, timestamp, just in order to respond to this message. And you have to disable this reply to thread, because this is going to create another message in the channel. So we don't want that. We just want a simple reply to this headline. We're going to the next step is Google Sheets. We're logging everything here. And the problem I was getting into this was I was not able to get the tokens usage for these AI models. That was really a blocker for me. But then I realized that we could have used code block to calculate the input tokens and from the transcript, from the system prompt, combining that together and running some logic to create a cost for this run flow, because it could be like 90% with a 10% margin plus minus, but that should have given a bit better cost summarization for this. And then we simply adding all the steps to Google Sheet, like the date time, meeting title, recording ID, headline, thread, message. So you can see this is a very simple workflow, and you can replicate it for your sales team. And then finally we have the error trigger. For any error, it's going to trigger a message to me on the Slack, and it's going to send me workflow name, last node executed, error message, error description, and error stack. So I can jump in and investigate what went wrong and fix that. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and get the JSON from this video down below. So if you need any help setting this up for your team, just send me a message. We can jump on a call. Thank you. Have a good day.